Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. We got the challenge after show for episode 7 of Vendetta's got a crazy show for you tonight. Brittany's gonna call in. We got a guest host, so make sure you stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Was it Marie?
It wasn't Marie.
Was it Cam? It was Bananas.
Bananas.
And no one's surprised. Okay, I'm not gonna enter the rap game. Not for me. Not my career.
No, Jenna, you were doing good.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Let's
I
do
just
it.
had to let the people know why this song was playing.
Right.
Well, we figured out who wrote the note for all of like 30 seconds tonight, but I guess it's a little bit so we can all calm down a tad on that. Welcome to our after show for the challenge on AFTERBUZZ TV. We are so excited. Like I mentioned, we got a lot going on. We got a new host for tonight joining us.
Hey.
You've seen him on Are You the One? And now he's here for the challenge. Been a diehard fan. Let's kick it off. My name is Jenna Bussiere. You can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere. And Lem, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing amazing. I'm super excited to be here. It's your boy Lem Gonsalves here. You can find me everywhere on social media at The Poet Saint. And you can check out my website, stayonthemic.com.
Boom.
And then we have our two regular panelists holding it down, Dave and Pam over there. Let the people know where they can find you, as if they don't know already.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We've got a great show for you tonight. Very exciting. And I am Pamela Gross. You can find me everywhere at Pamela Gross Jill.
What's going on, guys? Thank you again for tuning in. David Christopher. Find me on that Twitter, DPR Christopher. Instagram, David Punkrock Christopher. Let's do this, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Want to pick this up where it left off at the elimination, because this elimination was pretty badass. Probably the best part of this episode was seeing the mercenaries or the challenge legends coming back in.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was rad. That was
Because
awesome.
the note thing kind of fell a little bit flat, but we will get all into that later. Don't worry, we're going to have Brittany call in. She's going to give her side. But now, so let's get into this. We see elimination, and this is Joss and Veronica. And they get nominated through the losing team from the challenge. And this was kind of sporadic. This was back and forth. We thought maybe it was going to be Leroy for a second. Joss gets up there. How do you guys feel about who the final decision was to get thrown in? The fact that this is Joss and Veronica.
I love it.
You love it? Why?
I love it. I mean, well, I feel like people were scared of Joss because he was a strong competitor. Because normally the rule of thumb has always been get the rookies out first.
Absolutely.
And I feel like with Joss, because he asserted himself in that very first challenge, people were nervous and scared about him. If he went to a challenge, he'd probably come back to them. So I like that they kind of put that aside. And I love how Leroy kind of politicked a little bit with the girls and was like, hey, I'm saving y'all, so, go back to me. And that worked. So I
Absolutely.
like
That's
that.
clever. Yeah, I like that too. And I agree with you, man. And the same thing. I think he's a smart choice to throw in there. He's definitely a threat. Good competitor, seems like so far. Yeah, and then on top of it, yeah, I completely agree with you. I think that was a good call.
I do too. I thought that there was a lot of times leading up to this elimination nomination where I was like, this guy's getting a free pass again.
Right.
No one's going to call him out. And their excuse is always that they want to take down the strong competitors and a rookie to boot not being called in yet. It's his time. I think the way, so I don't want to jump ahead, but the way it broke down could have gone so many different ways with bringing in the rookies. But with Joss going up against Derek, as we saw, I do think he has a very solid chance of coming back, sheerly for size, the way that this elimination is.
I don't know. I mean, we'll
There's-
see. I'm very excited for that
Derek is
matchup.
a beast, though.
Because
He is.
Derek has so
Derek
much.
Derek
a beast.
is a beast.
He is. I love Derek. He's awesome. But I agree with you, Pam. And I was telling you that, Jen. I would have much rather seen
Shane?
Shane go up against Derek than I would have to see, Joss go up against, sorry, Shane.
Shane versus Joss.
Tired, Shane, yes. I just think it would have been a little bit better matched. You know what I mean? Not to discredit Derek because he is a beast. But I just
You'd
think that
rather
would've
see
been,
Joss versus Jordan.
Yeah, I think that would have been rad.
Really? I actually am very excited for this matchup between Derek because I think Derek
Yeah.
has so much fight in him. This is the perfect person for Joss because Joss came out hot, won the first challenge, but we haven't seen much of him since. But honestly, he looks very ready for this. Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't look scared at all. He doesn't even know who Derek is, which I don't know if that plays to his advantage because he's kind of going into this blind with ignorance. He doesn't know how crazy Derek can get, that he can go in there and rip anybody's heads off despite the size matchup.
Yeah. And Johnny had a great moment saying, or Bananas saying that Derek was pound for pound probably the best challenge competitor. Those are strong words. He's saying
Absolutely.
of all, and it's true. It's true for a smaller guy to consistently be one of the best where size matters. And we've seen people like Zach burn out. You know, there's a lot of people that you would think for
Tons of
sheer
people.
size would be stronger competitors than they are. Derek.
That's a good point, Pam. Because, like, as we saw previously, we saw Joss kind of drop the ball in some challenges where we thought he would have fared better.
Right.
So could that be a factor going into the next challenge, you know, against Derek?
I feel like one-on-one he might show up. I don't know. I think that these things, if you're not, he comes from what? Sex on the Beach or
Josh.
He is X
Yeah.
on the
X on the
beach,
beach.
Pam, okay,
Sorry.
not sex.
Oh my God!
It's a little bit more respectful.
That. I know.
It's a little bit more respectful for that,
How
okay?
declassé for me to call it that. No, but you know, it is a thing coming into these competitions. I think that you can be a quick study, but getting the vibe on how these games are played, and you know, it's like going back to elementary school, but really intense field day. It's hard and weird, and we saw Joss kind of bone it up at the hashtag challenge. Because who's used to how do you prepare for running around?
Right.
Over water. It's like he's stumbled on a few challenges, but I think in a thing like this where you get it, it's like grab ring, put on hook. He might have a better opportunity. We'll see. I don't
Even
know.
when we were pulling the rope, remember he had to pull out of that big old pool-looking thing? Remember?
Yes.
You know, I thought he would have did better in that same thing. You know, I thought he did a little bit better. Again, who knows? Yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
It'll be
it's
good. It'll be good.
anybody's game.
Yeah. So let's
We'll
go
see.
back to the elimination, or I'm sorry, the voting for the elimination after the challenge, because this is very important. The way that Bananas, again, is kind of politicking and orchestrating this entire game. So the Troika, Kyle, Bananas, and
Nicole.
no, from last episode. Who was the last person? Kyle,
Tony.
Bananas, and Tony.
Tony.
I thought it was Tony, but I didn't want to say it. I thought it was too insane to be true that he was in the Troika this many times at this point. They picked the teams, which the Troika has done this entire season, which last week we saw, oh, this team has been picked by random, which was completely false. And so many people have come out on Twitter and said, no, it's a Troika who won the last challenge who's picking these teams. So Banana kind of politics his way, does his mastermind puppeteering, and sets up the team so that he's going to be on the best team to win. And he puts Brad on his team, even though he was the one who wanted Brad in elimination last time, so that Brad can't use his grenade on him. So the one team gets screwed and gets the minute added. They end up doing like a pretty decent job. But when it comes down to who's voting and who, Bananas, again, makes this Troika exactly what he wants. Tony again, Nicole, and Kyle, and nobody understands why this is the Troika. Jimmy's like, I don't know how we came to this decision.
Let me tell you
the
something.
decision is because Bananas made it this
Declared
way.
it.
Right.
And Shane, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Shane, who clearly the Troika was his vendetta, and two people, he's like, wait, I don't like this Troika. Like, it's just, he didn't have any say. It wasn't like they had any semblance of a vote. Bananas
and-
just was like, Troika will be, boom, boom, boom. And
Right,
everyone's
Nicole
like,
just flat out was like, "Yeah, I'm throwing you in. I don't like
Right.
you."
Right.
And that was funny. I mean, I agree. That's,
yeah, but it's like, wait, what?
People need to understand about Bananas. Bananas has a thing that he does every single time he's on these things, where when he wants something to happen, he speaks up first, and he speaks up quick.
Right.
And so what ends up happening is everybody ends up following suit. And unless you get a number of people to go against him, it's going to go his way.
Right.
And so he knew exactly when he saw how it came out, he knew
Right.
exactly what to do. Do this is my vote. And he makes it seem like it's not him.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, this is my vote. But then people are like, oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. And then as soon as enough people, you get the ball rolling, then it's over. And he's like, okay, let's go.
Yes.
Before anybody can think of
It's like
anything.
herd and sheep, man.
He's a
Yeah,
mastermind. He does this
is
for a
a
living.
mastermind. He is a mastermind.
And he picked the best people to do a fake out, making them think, oh, this is the best thing for them. The fact we're in the Troika, we have all this power, we're safe,
Exactly.
this is amazing. He picks Nicole, Tony, and Kyle. Kyle being a rookie, Nicole not being the sharpest player in the game, which
Right.
we've seen. Tony kind of just probably being pumped he's in the Troika again. Like, this is amazing. I've
Exactly.
been one of the worst competitors. So he takes these three people, makes them the leaders. They're pumped. They think this is great for them. Meanwhile, now they have to vote in 6 people, and all those 6 people are going to hate them, and the target is on their back. Because once this Troika is picked, Banana says, all right, well, we picked the Troika, the rest is
Right.
yours. We didn't help him with
Right.
anything else.
Exactly.
Now, I'm wondering if there's any sort of gameplay that we didn't see where those people really did stand out. The only reason I wonder is because it was interesting that Jemmie, who I don't think takes a lot of BS, was like, that's who I would have picked too. That was her response to that. And I was like, really? Okay. Is it just because she also feels safe by those people? Or did they somehow stand out?
I think it was a safety thing.
Okay.
I think it was definitely, especially with her, because she kind of toes, like she
Right.
stays in that middle ground. I agree she doesn't take a
Yeah.
lot of BS, but it's also like out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
So if you don't have a target on your back, then you stay the longer you stay in the
Absolutely.
game. So I think she saw that and was just like, oh, okay, I'm good with that. Because you only have a number of people that you can choose.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And she only goes as far as she does. Not to say only in that she's not good, but her social game is what gets her as far as it does.
I honestly thought the team that the Troika put together to be the worst of the team was pretty damn good. It was Leroy, Devin, Joss, Kayla was on there, Cam. Like, they had some good competitors on that team.
I think it was more safety for them than that those people were strategy. Like, Brad's got to be on our team, Brittany's got to be on the other team and then Kyle wanted, I think it just sort of, Natalie, the girls that were on their team were more just, we're allied with these women. So the others, I don't think it was like, Kayla sucks, give her over there. I think it was more just like,
right.
and then the rest, they're all pretty good.
It all lined up the way it was.
Yeah.
Good strategy.
At the end of the
Good
day,
strategy.
it's strategy.
So then what do you guys think about the losing team then picking Veronica? Because I was actually a little bit surprised by this, because they have Marie on the table and Brittany. And they've been trying to break up this Brad and Brittany alliance this entire game. That was a good opportunity for them to throw her in, as well as Marie, who it seems like a lot of the guys don't get along with.
People don't like Veronica. For whatever reason, I like Veronica.
I love Veronica.
I think she's dope. I'm glad that she's come back. Like, she's one of the veterans that's been on that hiatus, come back. But I think people just don't, or especially the girls, just don't like her, and she doesn't align well with anyone. So I think that's why she ended up in that loop of being chosen.
I think she's over it. She kind of has that face on, like, I don't have to play nice to anybody. I don't
Right.
have to play your games.
Right. You saw her on
like
Dirty
a-
30. You see how they want to, you need to prove yourself. It's like, prove yourself for what? I've been
Right.
doing this
Yeah.
for 30 years. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
I think actually the girls do like her and the guys don't like
Really?
her because, well, the girls, I'm not sure if they like her or if it's a respect thing because she's an OG, but remember when Natalie was like, did her big, I'm going to talk to Kayla and Veronica, which seems so weird. That was her power move to get the girls to like her, and those were the two she chose, which I don't know
Right.
what's going on in the house that we're not seeing on
Natalie
TV.
obviously
but I was
doesn't
like,
have the best game plan, but
Yeah,
we'll
exactly.
get to her.
all right, so maybe.
She just, I
It
can't
was
take that.
strange, but that was her, like, these are the girls that I need to win favor with. And I was
Right.
like, huh.
I
All
must
right.
court these women to be on my side.
Do you guys think big picture that was the smartest move to make though, taking out Veronica as opposed to having the opportunity to take out Brittany and
I
destroy
don't
an
know if
alliance?
Veronica, as much as we love her, I don't know if she's somebody who you necessarily need to take out. I think she
no.
could chill. She could just,
Right?
she could be in the background or she could be in the forefront for as long as she wants. She's not really doing anything.
Yeah, I think you kind of shoot yourself in the foot by doing that because not to again discredit Veronica, but I think Brittany's a little more fierce competitor.
agree.
So I think it would obviously been the smarter choice to take out a stronger competitor and break up alliance. So I didn't really understand that.
It was almost like a throwaway elimination.
Yeah.
Or this is rigged conspiracy theory. Can we get our little flashing lights? Obviously, she went against Anissa, guys. How are we
True.
missing this? This was
true.
rigged by production.
Yeah.
Somebody said,
Produced.
all right, we're throwing in Veronica. Everybody just say Veronica, please. We'll throw in a random Kayla so that we get people confused. But Veronica's going against Anissa.
And I might be remembering wrong, but Leroy saved her in this one, right? He saved
Yeah.
Marie and V and said,
When
like,
she
remember.
burned him last
Exactly.
season.
Right. So which shows that Leroy is smart and is able to let go of vendettas because he made the savvy move in that moment.
Leroy's trying to save himself.
Which is
Right,
so
yeah.
great, but
Of
that's
course.
I admire his gameplay because sometimes you think like later when you're in that pressure situation you can't think clearly. That is why Bananas does so well. But Leroy obviously keeps calm, cool, collected too, and can think like that and put aside initial. I feel like I would go with an initial grudge and be like, you, even if it wasn't the proper
The smart
move.
move.
So
for me.
we
Yeah,
have Brittany
but-
that's going to call in like 5 minutes. So then let's make sure that we talk about this elimination.
Okay.
So Shane versus Jordan. I mean, Jordan, were we surprised with Shane's performance? But I mean,
No.
were we surprised from the fact that he actually put up a fight for a minute? Because at first, Jordan came in so hot, it looked like he was toying with it. He was toying with him. He was doing it behind the back. He took the ring. He was doing some basketball
He was
spins,
doing
going behind the
moves.
back, kind of looking at him like, you can't get this, like a dog or something. And then Shane actually put up a fight towards the end.
I wasn't
did.
surprised that he put. I mean, Shane is a good competitor. Like, I think he's not the best. I think he goes as far as he could, as he can. And I think that Jordan is stronger, even though he's smaller. He's stronger than Shane. And so, but I think Shane didn't want to look embarrassing. Like he was like that first time. It was like, whoa, that was embarrassing.
Right.
He beat me, and he looked really good doing it. I'm gonna at least, even though I know in himself he's like, I'm gonna lose, but let me lose like I'm trying to put up a fight.
Some
Yeah.
And I think that's what he was trying to do.
Okay, so you think he was just trying to act to put on a fight? Or?
Well, no, I mean, I think legitimately he wanted to win. I don't think it was in his power to.
Right.
Right. I mean,
Jordan's
do we
gonna
any
win.
of us really
Yeah.
think that Jordan was going to lose against Shane?
No, absolutely not.
At this point, honestly, is the best. I mean, he does hold the title.
He
He's
really-
beat CT, he's beat Johnny, he's
He
beat
lives
Derek.
for this.
He's number one right now.
hands down,
So, and Shane, where he does always surprise, I will give credit. I always sort of sleep on Shane, and then I'm like, Shane's good. Shane's not bad at this stuff. He always does well, but he's not Jordan level. Like there's
Yeah, I agree.
good,
Shane's
and
not
there's-
bad, but
Yeah.
not against Jordan.
No.
I mean, I actually felt really bad for Shane in this moment because he even said in his interview, this was my worst nightmare. You could see that entire time he wanted nothing to do with that elimination.
Yeah.
He looked sad. He looked very sad that
He was
entire time. You
smirking
could-
when he was coming up, and that was
see
his
it in his
crush.
eye.
He
Oh,
said
yeah,
it was like, I'm going against my crush.
Okay.
he wanted, yes.
All right.
Brittany.
All right.
Brittany.
How we doing?
Hey!
We are so excited we have you on the line.
I'm waving, but you can't
I'm
see.
excited to be on the freaking line, you guys. I'm excited to be on land.
I was gonna say,
Yes.
first off, I'm glad you're
Oh, but-
alive because you had some flight drama tonight you were telling me about, but you made it.
Oh my God. Girl, it was crazy. I think, look, all I want to say is God's sense of humor tonight, it was epic. It was great. Oh, yes, girl. But I made it, and I watched so many Snapchats. Everyone kept me updated with the show. I basically watched it through Snapchat, honestly.
Awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
because
And-
you missed or your flight was canceled, so that messed you up. You did not even get to watch this episode.
No, but, I will say, my man looks even damn sexier
Yeah.
through the Snapchat videos I was watching, thrusting that water.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I mean, Brittany, where did
Gotta
he
admit, that
learn
was
those
one hell of
moves?
an elimination.
Did you teach
It
him those moves,
was.
Brittany?
Say that again?
So did you teach him those moves?
Of course. I mean, come on, I had to keep cardio up. I had to make sure, he's got hips for days. I got to make
Right,
sure, he
right.
learns from the best. Hips don't lie,
There
okay?
you go.
That's very
So,
true. I agree.
so let's talk then a little bit about the Brad elimination because we haven't discussed it at all yet. I mean, Victor kind of was holding his own, but Brad went into beast mode, like you said, with those body rolls. How did everybody, when he re-entered the house, did everybody say, okay, Brad still got it, he's not one to be messed with? Did people miss Victor? How did that kind of play out?
100%. Let's just say that everyone kind of, Brad's left alone for a minute.
Right.
A little bit. The guys kind of, they're intimidated.
Right.
They're kind of like, all right, now we got to switch plans. Time to, okay, how are we going to get rid of this beast?
Right.
Can we get rid of this beast, so to speak? They're like, because basically, you know how everyone said when Derek last season, when he came back on Dirty 30, how Diesel's back? Well, that's exactly how it was with Brad.
Right.
Bad Brad is back in
Yeah.
action. And I'm not going to lie, I've never actually gotten to see him perform. I've never worked with him before. So watching him actually go into that beast mode, oh, you guys.
Yeah.
And your honey made it back, as you say.
Ooh.
And he came in.
I'm sure on the camera you saw me sweating in a good way a little. Like,
Yeah.
We didn't get much of you. You haven't seen the episode yet. A little bit, some of the cutaways, but mostly it was just all Brad, all body
Undulating.
roll, all seeing everything about him.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he did so great. And the whole time we're there watching it, Victor, I don't know what he was doing. He was like splashing in the water like a little schoolgirl.
Yeah.
When a kid gets in like a pool.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that was a lot of
What
water.
are you doing?
I was thinking myself, that's really hard. I would think you just go the way that you kind of cup it out of the tank.
Natural, we probably think that, and that strategy of Brad to do that and thrust that,
Right.
that's actually really clever. That's a great strategy.
Well,
to
you helped
think
him
of.
practice the night before. I
Right.
assume.
It's the motion in the
Well,
ocean.
earlier that day.
Oh, earlier that
Just said
day.
earlier that
Sorry,
day.
fake news. Thank you for the confirmation on that.
Brittany, I have a question for you. This is Lem. We interviewed you for Are You the One, your season 3. And I was curious why, when you got into the house, what you gravitated you towards Brad. Because when you're on Are You the One, you ended up with Chuck, who is vastly different than Brad. And I was just curious as what Brad did for you when you
Well, we saw tonight.
Great
when
question.
you got into the house.
Okay, one prime example was his elimination thrusting skills.
Okay.
No, we actually yeah, Chuck and him, they're complete opposite, total night and day creatures. You know what I'm saying? But Brad, he's a man. Literally, we walked into the hotel. It was the day before we left for location, and we just start talking, and we immediately hit it off. Immediately. It felt like as if we've known each other forever, And we both just recently, he got out of a divorce, and I just recently got out of a bad relationship. So me and him, we were kind of like, what do we do? Like, what do we do? Like, is this normal? Like,
So now that you mentioned that, I do want
what
to
do
ask.
single people
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
say that again?
Well, I wanted to ask you, you brought up your different relationships. You got out of one, he just got out of one, that being a divorce with somebody who was on the challenge. Have you and Tori ever had any kind of communication? Have you spoken to her? Have you met?
We have met, actually. Whenever I went up to Chicago for one of the events for that Josh does for DM Brown's MedGift charity, I went up there, and his sister, his niece had to work or something like that, so she couldn't babysit the kids. So Brad had to go pick up the kids the next day after the event and take the kids to Tori. So I met her. I got out, woman to woman. I totally get it.
Nice.
I would want to shake hands and meet the person that's the stranger that's with my kids, So I got out, we hugged, I'm a hugger, and apparently she's a Southern girl too. She's a hugger. And I was like, it's so great to meet you. You have beautiful boys. And she was very respectful. And yeah, I mean, so far so good. Thank God. No
Yeah.
bad drama.
No, that's really good for you to just confront that head on. So no bad blood, nothing between you guys.
Exactly. And I'm not a vicious person. Like I said, if I had children and if I was in their shoes and, my ex had my kids around someone, a stranger that I didn't know of, me as a woman, I would want that woman to, have the respect for me to introduce themselves. And, hi, I'm the crazy person that's with your kids, around your kids. Crazy in a good way, I mean.
Were you?
So, it just, respect. It's a respect thing. And, she's a mother, and I respect all moms. It's that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
No, that was great of you to do, and I'm glad to hear that you guys have communicated, that everything is in the clear instead of, just any Twitter drama or wars, because we've seen a lot of people say things to Brad via social media. Have you experienced any of that, gotten any kind of hate for this relationship?
Oh, my gosh, girl.
Oh, yeah?
It's definitely real. Tori has some hardcore dead-ass fans out there. I'm just saying.
I believe it.
I mean, overall, we get more love than hate.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to the shit I got for dating Chuck from stealing him from Hannah or whatever, I can handle anything thrown my way. Come on.
There's always gonna be haters. Always gonna be
Yeah, I
haters.
hear that giggle back there. You know how much shit I was given.
Yes, I do. Yes, I remember. Season 3.
Pam, you had something?
I do. So, had you, prior to meeting Brad, or with him, vice versa, had either of you watched each other's seasons? Like, were you familiar with him and Tori, or was he familiar with you on your show, or was it just a blank slate when you met?
Literally blank.
Okay.
Neither one of us knew crap. So that's what was so great about it. It was literally a fresh, clean slate. It was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it was great. I can't complain one bit.
Okay, so let's talk
I'm a happy
about these
camper, y'all.
notes. You are the victim
no.
here.
You
So,
are.
unfortunately, you didn't get to see everything. I'm not sure what you did see, but this whole damn time, are you kidding me? This was Johnny Bananas?
This whole damn. If I had $1, you guys, if I had $1 for every time I went to that room and vented to Johnny and Zach and Leroy, like, okay, we need to get to the bottom of this. I need y'all to help me. If anyone's good at this, it's you. It's you, Johnny.
Right.
And girl, y'all, if I had the time to tell you guys all the times I have sat there, me and Kara's on Kyle's bunk bed, and I'm down there on the floor beside Johnny's, and we're just showing him the notes, comparing it to other people's writings. We spent hours.
Oh my God.
I'm sure hours and hours showing this to Johnny. And I will say that mother trucker needs to get into acting.
Okay, so how do you feel now that this is Johnny Bananas? Because I have to say, as a fan and a viewer of this show, I'm disappointed by this. I feel like the notes loses its drama, it loses its value, because it's Bananas who had his sister write these notes before he even came on this show. So it's not even, this wasn't realistic. These were all lies because they were written before the show. So now you think people are talking about you. Now friendships are being torn apart. Are you still mad at Bananas, or is this just kind of like, oh, he was playing a game? Are you just as disappointed as we are?
I'm right there with you guys. I'm disappointed. I honestly, okay, don't get me wrong. Johnny, he has his childish side. You know, we all do. Everyone does. You know, some people tuck it deep down and are ashamed of it. Some people are a little too proud of it, and some people handle it just right. And I think Johnny really embraces his childish behaviors. And I love Johnny outside the show. So for him to actually go to these circumstances, to spend his time at home prior to filming, to get his sisters to write notes, like, he actually thought this out.
Premeditated.
A long process.
Like, do we think this is
Go to the
pathetic
gym,
or
Johnny.
genius?
Go to the gym.
Right.
He does this for a living, guys.
That's how you
Right.
get ready for a challenge.
This is his
Go
job.
to the gym, get ready for a challenge, not write notes. I mean,
Right.
maybe
Brittany-
you almost wouldn't have been last on the Rock of Gibraltar if you weren't writing notes.
Right.
Oh.
So did he?
Shade.
Nice, I
That
love
must be
it. Well, you know,
fun.
he is broken up with, so now he's single. Has a little bit more time on his hands, hanging out with sis a little bit more. What can we do together? Oh, you can help me try to win at this challenge again. But I want to know, has he answered your text message yet? Because you sent me a screenshot. So you called him out, you texted him, and you said, if you wrote this note, Johnny, we are coming for you. Winter is here. And this is before you even knew if he wrote it. So has he answered? Have you guys talked about it?
Oh, girl, nothing.
Nothing?
Haven't even gotten a response.
No
Oh, wow.
way.
Snow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. So I'm going to have, next time I see him, you guys, y'all better be ready and pray for him.
Well, guess what?
Me, Jimmy, and Cara, and Veronica.
Well, we actually have a plan.
Did they end up showing you? Did they show you guys the rest of the notes that came in today?
No. Okay, yes.
With
Thank you
Veronica's
so
notes?
much for bringing this up, because this is a rumor I saw all over the internet that a lot of these notes were way more offensive and had sensitive content than what we saw. And also, so many other people were getting notes. So please elaborate more. Give us all of the details on what went on with this note gate in the house.
Spill the tea.
Okay, absolutely. All right, I got you guys. Okay, tea time. Okay.
Woo.
So,
Tom!
Pinkies in the air.
2 cups, right? Get your drink ready.
Yep.
And the popcorn. So I get the first note, I get the second note. You know, to me, they're both pretty innocent. To me, they're not vicious, you know. I'm like, okay, it's a joke, whatever. Then the 2 that are left to Veronica, the first one saying, damn, what did it say? It said, I can't wait for all the shit that you've been talking to catch up to you. And then the second note said, I can't wait to see your ass get sent home. Yeah. So they weren't little warnings like my notes were. They were actual, like, I can't wait to see your ass go home.
Oh my goodness.
Harsh.
Right,
Ouch.
because it seemed like you took this very lightly. But obviously, everybody getting accused of writing these notes did not take this lightly at all. Maria's declaring her innocence. Maria, everybody's taking to Twitter, making sure everybody knows it's not them. So now, why do you think we don't see these notes to Veronica? Why do you think we're only seeing what you're getting?
Girl, I have no idea. I have no idea because I don't even have an answer for that one.
Brittany,
I
I
don't
have a
have an answer
question.
for that one. I'm gonna have to ask Veronica that question and be like, what do you think? Why do you think, Veronica, that they did not air this?
Right.
Brittany, so Bananas does this, right? And obviously, you know, cat's out the bag. Does he not get any flack? Does not anyone do anything to him? You guys didn't put anything in his food or anything to get back at him.
No one knew.
No, I'm saying when he spilled the beans.
But they didn't know.
No, they didn't know on the show.
No
This
one
went the
knew.
entire filming with, and let's talk about that. How
Oh,
the hell
Yes.
did this go the entire time
shoot.
filming?
Yes.
And none of you guys knew who wrote the
really
notes.
didn't.
How?
Drive me
I just
insane.
realized that.
And
Literally.
well, that's one thing on
That's
this
what I'm
break,
saying.
because there was
Johnny had all of us girls fighting with
Right.
each other,
That's
like
what I wanna
Brew
hear.
Blue and the girls downstairs.
Okay.
You saw me and Marie. You
Right.
know, I think Johnny just ruined that friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
So who did you think wrote? Who were your guesses? Your sincere guesses? I have a two-part question. One, who did you think wrote the note? And then two, if you can tell us, because we did hear that there was some real life off-camera friendships were really affected by this. So if you could tell us that, who do you think did it, and what were some fallouts?
Okay. I thought, this is my theory. I was like, all right, Marie orchestrated all of this. Marie's brilliant. Marie's a really smart girl. I was like, all right, she orchestrated it. She had Kayla write it, and Cam dropped it off. Because Cam always went upstairs to go see Leroy. Why? I mean, she's the only other girl that would go upstairs and we would never second, guess or look at, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, that makes sense. And then Marie, me and Marie, Marie swore it was me. And I'm like, Marie, we're friends outside of this. Like, why would I, for one, leave myself notes? You should know I'm not childish enough to,
Brittany, I have to say,
don't
we
need- I
had
don't
that
need
conspiracy thought for a
airtime.
second.
I've got a man.
Yeah.
We did think that, though. That was
I'm
something.
getting late.
And what
I'm
were
not worried about leaving myself notes.
what were some of the other
The only
real
note I
life?
might be leaving is, all right, what day do I get my period?
You know, oh.
Come
Right.
on.
Hey.
Valentine's Day is tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh,
And if I'm working
shoot.
on myself notes, I tell myself I'm fabulous every day.
Right.
Damn.
Good.
Damn
Little
right.
self-affirmation. So what were some other real life friendship effects from the note? The notes.
Okay. Well, for a minute there, it put a little wedge between Shane and Veronica.
Okay.
Because for a moment, we thought Shane maybe was involved with
Right.
Marie, you know? Because we were all dead set Marie was 100% involved just because she kept getting so hyped up about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like I'm the one that was left to know. I should be the one getting hyped up. If I don't give a damn, why are y'all giving a damn?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to kind of touch on more with you too, because we're seeing so much of you and Brad this season. We're seeing your relationship, but we're not really seeing how you fit in with the girls. At this point, all we're seeing are these notes, who we thought were the girls at first. So did you have a good friendship with them? Were you in an alliance, or did you feel like at this point all the girls hated you and it was just you and Brad?
Honestly, the only girls I knew I had were the ones in my room. Everyone else, I was just kind of like, no, don't trust you as far as I can throw you. You know, Jimmy, me and her, we clicked immediately from Dirty 30. That, you know, it's like a soul sister type thing. You know, when you just meet those people and you connect and you're like, yeah, you're me, you're with me, come on. And then, well, she was one of those. And then me and Cara, we've gotten beyond close over from Dirty 30s to Vendettas. She's amazing. That's my girl, full on, full out. Like, she's my doppelganger. She's my redheaded doppelganger, I swear.
Oh.
So if you thought that the girls in your room had your back then, this note is claiming that they all talk so much crap about you behind your back. Did you believe the note?
No, I didn't. Not one bit. I didn't believe any of it. That's why, to me, it was funny. Because, for one, I trust my crew. I trust my girls. And my room... Come on, y'all know Jimmy, Veronica, and Cara. If they got something to say, they will tell you.
And Brittany, it seems like these rooms are playing a big part in the alliances this season. How did you guys go about choosing your room? Like, was that random, or did you guys decide let's room together? Because we're seeing this really affecting the relationships. How did that all come about?
Absolutely. Well, I have noticed that who you room with says a lot about who you're aligned with, and like conversations you can tune into, and like, for example, Shane, he was brilliant being the little bedroom floater because he could tune into every conversation, you know?
Everyone's
he wasn't a part
alliance.
of one room.
Yeah.
He was a free agent.
And he can't
So
see
it's
anything because he
definitely-
always has his sleeping mask on. So
And then the other.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Is anyone there? Who's there? That was Shane. Literally, that's what he said.
Yeah, like, huh? What do you make also of the rookies, the new people that are in the game, the international people that have joined? How do you think they add to the competition and the social game?
The international people, they're just, I mean, look at them. They're
Yeah.
just really fun to look at
Yeah.
overall.
Mhm.
And then I can listen to them speak 24/7. So that's always fun. And then the new rookies from, Are You the One? Me and Tam, we have a mutual friend, Tyranny. So we kind of came into this game like, kind of like that unspoken alliance sort of
Okay.
thing. Kind of like, okay, we got that mutual best friend. She's got you, therefore I got you kind of thing. And I'm not going to lie, when I walked off that plane and I saw how many new rookies were there, I was immediately like, thank the Lord, baby Jesus. I am going to be off talking black for a minute.
Right.
There's plenty of rookies to go through.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
totally.
I was thrilled because, from Dirty 30, I was
Right.
fighting tooth and nail the whole damn time, you know?
Right,
stayed in elimination.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, going into this, we know that your vendetta is with Leroy, but not really seeing much of that. How did that unfold in the house? Did you guys make up? Were you guys kind of beefing the entire time?
Me and Lee, I made a promise to Leroy in the Redemption House on Dirty 30. I told him, I was like, Lee, I'm going to make it up to you. Like, I will show you my loyalty. Like, that was a burn vote. At the time, I didn't even know really what a burn vote was, I was
Right.
it was an accident. So the least I can do for you is, like, I will owe you one. I don't know how yet, but I will.
Right.
So this season, I cater a lot to Leroy. I kind of, when, like, tonight, did you guys have a challenge on this
we
episode
did.
tonight?
We saw the nomination.
We had everything.
and
We
a
had
part
2
one.
eliminations.
Okay, so
We
y'all
had
saw
several
the puzzle?
eliminations. We had the challenge, the one where you guys had to build the legend robots of CT and Anissa.
Great. Okay, good. Okay, cool. So basically, my alliance, my whole squad, they wanted me to say Leroy's name instead of Joss's name.
Uh-oh.
And I look at my alliance, Devin, my squad, and I'm like, you guys, I gave him my word. Like, I can't do that.
Right.
Like, that's just one name. Like, I can't say Leroy.
Okay.
I made him a promise, and I'm a woman of my word. So I give you, that's one thing I will always keep with me throughout this whole game, every game.
You have learned.
I am a loyal person.
Good. Yeah.
Loyalty is everything in this
Yeah.
game. If you can't trust someone, you don't want to be aligned with them.
Speaking of loyalty,
So I definitely, I try to look out for Leroy. I definitely, let's just say I try my hardest to make it up to him this season. You guys, everyone will be, I think everyone will be proud, and I think Leroy's forgiven me.
Okay. I'm glad. I like you both.
But knowing he's a part of these notes, now I feel it.
I know.
Right.
Well, you know what? He's not really a part of them. This is all Johnny because
Yeah.
Johnny and his sister.
Yeah.
Sure.
Dear Lord, he's bringing the family into his
Yeah.
evilness over this game. So Leroy's just Banana's friend and homie in the house. He's just playing along.
Right.
What was your question?
I just have
Come
just a final question. That time when you were voted in, and Brad, we saw Brad trying to save you, and it didn't work. You ultimately didn't get voted into the elimination, but you were part of the 3, and you were upset visibly, and seemed like you were shocked. I mean, obviously it's a game, and so people are it's going to happen eventually. How do you play that? Because I mean, are you always shocked, or do you just automatically assume that you don't ever deserve to be in there? What is the sentiment when it comes to something like that?
For me, okay, it reaches. I learned, to me, I still consider myself a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
For me, all rookies go in first. Like fresh meat go in.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was done to me.
Right.
That's how it was done to all of us on Dirty 30. We all the newbies up. All getting sent in immediately. So for me, I'm like, yep, rookies, y'all haven't done shit. Time to go in. But for some reason, I feel like this season's the season of a layup.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's like they were they wanted to keep the rookies for layup reasons is why I thought at that time why they put me in, which, okay, I kind of understood why they put me in. One, apparently they wanted to see what would happen with the money, and I immediately was like, well, Natalie has money. What's your excuse? Of course, they're not going to tell me, well, because Johnny's protecting her.
Sure.
And then I'm like, okay, well, give me another excuse. Because, I mean, I talked to Tony about it. Because me and Tony, you know, we're fairly close. I love Tony. I was like, Tony, what the hell? And then I was like, is it the Brad thing? Because me and Brad, that should not affect my gameplay, you know, if that puts me in, because if anything, we can all work together. We don't have to be against each other. Definitely when we are friends, you know.
Absolutely.
This doesn't have to be a fight.
Yeah, and we
Get the strongest together and work together. Keep it at that.
So without spoiling too much, but I did hear Jemmy on another podcast say that things get really crazy this season. I mean, I feel like we say this every season. But what can we look forward to seeing? Is it going to be more fights, more drunken hookups? Are you and Cara going to become a thing again? Are we going to see some crazy eliminations, crazy challenges? What can we look forward to as viewers?
Shit is just getting started. Literally.
Nice.
Yeah. It's literally just getting started. You guys have no idea. This season, let's just say we had so much drama and like good drama, actual legit drama, not petty no bullshit from Johnny Bananas. But yeah, there's a lot of very big shocks and this season's going to be a roller coaster, and I hope you guys are buckled in because it's going to get really crazy.
And I know the note just came out that it is bananas, but have you spoken to some of the girls that you thought wrote the note? Have any friendships been mended? Any falling outs? You know, have you guys addressed the situation, or you guys haven't really talked yet?
No, we haven't really talked yet. Like I said, you know, I'm always talking to Cara and Jimmy. We're in our own little group chat. But Marie, I'm definitely going to send her a text, you know, like, hey, girl, I apologize. I thought it was you. You know, I'll definitely, the ones that I assumed wrote the notes, I will definitely apologize. It's the least I can do, you know. I had the wrong assumption. The last person I ever thought would leave a girly note was Johnny, and I don't know why I'm shocked by that.
Are we really surprised by that?
Shouldn't be shocked.
Right. That's the thing about this. That's what makes it so disappointing. The fact that it is Johnny, it's like, yes, of course it was. Why did we all think it could be anybody else?
None of us
Johnny?
thought, and none of us were prepared. We all thought it was a girl. Maybe one of the guys were involved.
Yeah, and there is Price Right actually in our group chat, if we still have a few minutes, brought up a really good point. We haven't touched on the Natalie Devin drama of this episode, which was amazing. You were in the house. So Devin is calling out Natalie with his sunglasses on about her pretending she's not in an alliance with Bananas. Can you kind of touch on her gameplay, what people thought about her in the house? Was she faking this, that, you know, pretending not to be in this alliance that she's so clearly in?
Oh, yeah. See, me and Brad, we actually had a thing. What Natalie and Bananas have, that's something we like to call politicking around.
Yep.
And, I mean, hey, she's from Big Brother. I got to give her credit. She played a great political game.
Oh, really? Because people are saying, you know, that she's calling Devin a bully. Meanwhile, it just seems like Devin's calling her out for her not being truthful. But you think her political game was working?
How do I say this? Hold on. She has a way with people. She's kind of like that. She's like a puppy. With that peas in the house, and then you're mad at them for a moment, and then they come back with their puppy eyes, and you kind of fall right for it, and you're like, it's okay, type of deal.
Oh,
kind of pat them, like, it's okay, you're forgiven. She's very good at playing the innocent role.
Right.
There you go. The dumb cheerleader role. There we go.
Well, but that's what Devin called her out.
That's
That's what he said.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's very similar to the pageant role, so that's why I can, you know.
Right.
I can see it. I understand it.
Got it. All right. Well, Brittany, I wish we could talk to you for 3 hours. I'm sorry. We're past our time here. I wish we could talk to you forever. You were great. You gave us so much insight. So glad to hear everything from your side, especially being the victim from this note. Now go ahead and call Johnny, send him texts, connect with everybody and kind of mend these wounds from this note. But yes, thank you so much for joining us. It was really a pleasure to have you on.
Always, you guys. Hey, if you ever need me back, you know how to get a hold of me. You guys have a great night. And once again, thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun with you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brittany.
Go get some sleep from your flight.
Yeah.
Right.
You too. Wish me luck, you guys.
All right. Bye, Brittany.
Girl.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Alrighty, guys.
Yay,
Unfortunately, this was such a jam-packed episode. We never thought we've gone this entire season with maybe seeing a challenge, maybe seeing an elimination in one episode. We got 2 eliminations tonight, a challenge, drama, note gate, everything. Devin, Natalie, I think that was a great part of this episode.
It was.
Fortunately, we don't have 3 hours to talk about it.
Right.
But thank you all so much for everybody joining us in the group chat. I loved your insight, your questions. I kept seeing you up there. Appreciate you guys so much, as always. Again, this was our episode 7 recap for Vendetta's MTV The Challenge. Here on AfterBuzz, we are here every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Make sure you join us. Stay popping in that group chat. We love you guys. Let's go around the table. My name is Jenna Bussiere. I'm on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere.
Yeah, and I'm Lem Gonsalves, and you can find me everywhere, all social media platforms at The Poet Saint.
Awesome. I am Pamela Gross. You can find me all across social media at Pamela Gross Joe.
As always, David Christopher. Find me on that social web, Instagram, David Punkrock Christopher, Twitter, DPR Christopher. And thank you guys again so much for hanging out and joining us again tonight. See you
Thank
next
you
time.
guys. Take care.
All right.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.